What's up, guys? We got one today. We're going to be seeing the absurd state of modern dating, gender roles, and social expectations. Let's get into it.
Free time to do that is because when you live in cultures that's got very chance for work.
Can we just talk about that? Not one person, not one man on that train give up a seat for a woman. That would never happen in Liverpool, where I'm from, you know? Like, just fucking ask someone if you want a seat. Like, a woman's been stood up the whole journey, even if it's a half the journey. I'm not talking about me, but like an old woman. Just pisses me off.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I mean, look, this is a prime example of entitlement wrapped in frustration. But let's get this straight. You're mad no man gave you a seat on a train? I mean, here's the reality. Chivalry is dying not because men hate women, but because they've been told it's patriarchal. And why risk eye rolls or snarky "I didn't ask" when you try to help? Social media and feminism have drilled into men's heads that offering basic courtesies could label them as misogynistic. Ladies, don't forget, equality means equal. And if you want that seat, ask. Nobody's a mind reader. Men are tired of playing a game where the rules change every 5 minutes. You can't demand independence 1 second and cry sexism the next.
So there's two reasons as to why I thought I will not help you if you're in the gym and you're a female. Yeah, it sounds bad, yeah, I know, but I'm sorry. Social media's been one of them. I'm not trying to be on someone's TikTok video talking about, look at this guy, he's just... Listen, I'm not about that life. I'm here to work out, to get gains and go home. That's it. I don't want to be here being on social media the next day talking about why am I viral? Why are people... No. Cool. Number two is the woman that was in the gym today. She is trying to do good mornings. So the bar, put it back here, you dip forward, you hinge, go forward and come back up. The woman had the bar on her neck back. First mistake, on her neck back. She's trying to kill herself. Cool, she's got it there, but then she's doing this, rolling like say she's doing the worm. I said, okay, that doesn't look regulation. But I said, I'm not helping until I'm asked. I'm not doing it. See, my two legs, they stood still. They didn't move me over there, and it was for a reason, and I knew it. Cool. I'm here working out. There's a guy there working out. We're both looking at this woman doing the worm with the barbell on her neck. She didn't have no weights on it, luckily. Cool. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. We're both looking like, yeah, this don't look right. But he's gone, you know what? I'm going to go and assist her. Who told him? Who told him to do that? So, he's there walking over on some, yeah, man. Like, as he's about to start speaking, she just goes, step back. Step back. I swear to you, I kid you not. Step back. She's done all of that in the gym, on the weights floor mat where everyone's there looking. She's just gone, step back. I said, wow. Wow. That could never be me. No way. The man come to help her and she's on some... Listen, I said, this is the reasons why, number one, you don't go and insert yourself into people's things. Listen, somewhere, an influencer told her she was doing it right. Do you understand what I'm saying? So leave her to it. Until she asks for the help, I ain't going. And that's what he should have done. The man just turned around and walked off like, I was just trying to help. I said, yeah, look at that. And then we're looking at each other like, this is why I told you not to go over there. I ain't say it, but my eyes and my feet told you. I'm closer. And I still, you understand? No, I'm not about that life. I can't take embarrassment, number one. Number two, you in a... Step back, like say you was about to get attacked. It's wild. Cool. Obviously, we don't know her history and all of that. She could have been. But in the gym, that's wild. That was just all of that there. This is why I'm not inserting myself. Unless you ask me, I'm not coming to help you. The weight could be here. Yeah, I'm not no. Until you give me the eye contact and you say, yo, come in. I'm not coming. I'm sorry. You listen, do your thing, call me.
This guy gets it. Social media has turned gyms into a war zone for men. It's like entering a lion's den where TikTok cameras are hunting you down. Helping someone risks becoming the next viral creep accused of staring too long. So why bother? You know, then there's a gym princess doing good mornings and she's auditioning for Cirque du Soleil. This guy sees the bad form and keeps his distance. But let's be real, most women don't want unsolicited advice. In case in point, guy walks up there, tries to help her, and publicly gets humiliated with a loud, step back. I had to do it. But here's the lesson. Let her figure it out. Men aren't gym instructors unless hired, and most don't have time for drama. Women want to do it themselves. That's fine. Let them do it themselves. Let them hurt themselves. But don't blame men for leaving you to do it. That's why I bought this whole total gym setup. I mean, I got squat bar, push, bench, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it big ass contraption. It looks like it would kill you if you got caught in it. I was done with the gym with all the thoughts out there. If you turn around and look at one the wrong way, they start screaming at you across the gym. Fuck that. We don't need that shit. I want to work out, just get my pump going, get a good sweat going, go home, shower, eat, and then go work on some other stuff, you know? Not to put up with that shit.
Do not approach you at the bar, not because you're not pretty, but it's because of this. I've been going to the bars every weekend with my friends, maybe for the past couple months, and I love it. I love socializing, and I'm single. And my friend and I were talking at the bar the other weekend, and we were talking about how we've never been approached by a single guy before. Like, maybe ever, which is just insane to think about. Like, I can name a couple occurrences where they have, but it was like people from Europe, and they're like a different breed of people, okay? So I feel like the culture in America is way different. Guys do not want to approach you, not because of how pretty you are or how you look, but it's really because they're scared of you. And then us women over here who are single are thinking like, we look amazing, we did our makeup, we chose the perfect outfit. Why aren't all these guys coming up to us? Even if we're not into them, why don't they just come up just to like make us feel good about ourselves? Okay, now I want you to think of the perspective of a guy. I'll never know what's in a man's head, but
So guys at the bar aren't approaching you and you're surprised. I mean, ladies made it clear that approaching is a capital offense. And social media and dating apps have given you the inflated sense of value, and men know the risk of rejection or worse, some TikTok video calling them creepy. Women are owed attention. Dressing up doesn't guarantee compliments or approaches. Men weigh the risk to reward ratio, and now for many, it's not worth it. You want to feel good about yourself? Awesome. But relying on random men at the bars for validation screams insecurity. And also, the European guys you mentioned, or really just Europe in general, it's a completely different culture. Rejection isn't weaponized. I can speak for just Europe, but definitely Eastern Europe. You don't get the same thing like you do here, honestly. But American men are adapting to the climate where high can lead to accusations, and don't act surprised when they keep their distance. And honestly, if you want to just date, go overseas, go somewhere where it's more traditional, and you don't have to put up with this bullshit.
The world come to that I can't even go into my place of worship, Home Goods, without being cornered by a man. I go there to sniff candles. I go there to touch blankets I'm not going to buy because I know I have too many. I go there to get peace and quiet from the world. So why, as a man, why are you bothering a woman in the candle aisle at Home Goods? That's like the one place that y'all should not be. I'm minding my business, sniffing candles, and all of a sudden, this grotesque hand pops up in my face with a massive mahogany teakwood candle, and he's like, "Can you sniff this?"
Picked the wrong week. Quit sniffing glue.
Do you have a nose, sir? Can you sniff it? Why do you need my nose? Huh? Leave us alone. That like where y'all go to try to pick up chicks now? Like, get the hell out. Your nose works just as well as mine does. Just as well. I said, yeah, that's a nice one. And I slowly moved away. He came after me. He came after me with another one. And he said, "Can you sniff this one?" And I said, "I don't like that one." No. Just get away.
Fuck up, you crazy bitch!
This one's nuts. This candle sniffing rant. I mean, I think she was sniffing something else before she went into Home Goods, but this is like pure comedy here. A man asks for help picking a scent and suddenly he's grotesque. Not every man trying to talk to you at Home Goods is hunting for a date. Some are genuinely clueless about candles. I mean, he could have been out there picking out a candle for his wife, girlfriend, and wanted a woman's input. And what's the lesson for men? Leave her alone. That's the only winning move. If your peace gets shattered by someone saying, "Hey, can you sniff this?" maybe the problem isn't the guy, maybe it's your mindset. Lay off the drugs before you go to Home Goods. Not every interaction is an invasion of your sacred space.
Women say this all the time. They're like, "Oh, I don't want to be bothered while I'm walking down the street. I want guys to leave me alone." No, they don't want men to leave them alone. They want the men that they don't find attractive to leave them alone. If a man approaches her who she's attracted to, she will be welcome into that. So
Please stop taking advice from men like that and respect women's boundaries. There are even women in his comments explaining that this is not good advice and that we don't want to be approached. This has happened to me loads of times throughout my life, but there have been 2 more major incidents in the last few weeks, and I'll tell you about them. The first one was when I had a casting in a part of London that I wasn't really familiar with. I actually did a story immediately after it happened because I was so shaken up to put it on TikTok and put the message out, please don't do this to women. Some guy had walked past me, he asked me what the time was. I continued to walk where I had to go, which, as I explained, was to a casting, and he turned around and followed me for 20 minutes. He was very polite, he was very friendly. I don't think he was intending to be creepy at all. We had a very polite chat because who knows if he had a van around the corner. You just don't know, and we feel uncomfortable if you approach us on the street, even in broad daylight, especially if we're by ourselves and no one's around. I could not shake him, and all I was trying to do was to get to work. After he had hugged me twice and said goodbye several times, and I managed to palm him off with one of my model cards so that he would leave me alone because I know my agency just wouldn't pick up the phone or have any of that because I had warned them. He finally left. I rang my dad because I was so shaken up and thought he might come back. I arrived at my casting visibly upset, had to explain to the photographer what had happened, so felt extremely unprofessional. Still had to do the casting because why not? That's what I'm here for, and I've made it this far. The photographer, who explained to me that he also had daughters, then insisted on driving me back to the tube station rather than having me walk. I just wanted to get to work. The second was a couple of weekends ago. I was heading back home, had a birthday, and just to see my parents. It was dark, but it wasn't that late. I had to change stations, so I changed trains. A guide spotted me on the platform. I could kind of see him like looking at me, and then we got on at the same door and he explained that I was really pretty, and I just said thank you for the compliment. I was really polite, he was really polite. We went our separate ways. I sat somewhere, he went a few aisles down and sat somewhere else. He came back. He sat next to me. He continued to be polite, and I made it very clear that I was not interested, that I had a boyfriend, a house, a dog, all of the above. Continued the conversation, but he didn't move, and he got off at the same stop as me because apparently that's where he lived too. Brilliant. Told him my dad was picking me up, who luckily was already there. He came over to the car and introduced himself to my dad and continued to ask me for my number even though I told him no because he wanted to be friends. Leave us alone.
Yeah, so the audio on this one here is off. I thought it was originally when I had pulled it, but it's actually the original video is off. So trying to fix it didn't fix it any. But look, I've been in London and there's some all right areas that's just not my cup of tea. But if you're going into an area in London, you're not sure after you get off at the train or the tube, just take a damn Uber to where you need to be. I mean, there's some spots that were pretty seedy. I mean, the guy's not wrong. Women don't want men to leave them alone. They just want the unattractive men to leave them alone. And it's not about safety, it's just about preference. I mean, look, if Brad Pitt approached her on the train, the story would be completely different. And here's a problem. Men can't read minds. Politeness shouldn't get twisted into creepiness. But thanks to this endless PSA TikToks, men are terrified to engage. I mean, told a guy no, and he was still persistent. Annoying, yes. But turning a compliment into a horror story about who knows if he has a van, I mean, come on, it's paranoia on steroids. The irony is that the same women lamenting their single status are alienating decent men, although she said she was with somebody, whether she really is or not, doesn't really matter. But guys, take the hint. If she's walking alone, assume she doesn't want to be approached. Just let her be. Well, guys, modern dating and social interactions is just a clusterfuck, and we see why with so many men checking out of the game. From trains to gyms to bars, men are just consistently walking a tightrope between chivalrous and being labeled creepy. Social media, feminism narratives, and the cultural shift made interactions high risk with minimal rewards. Chivalry? Yeah, it's dead. Thanks to the generation that claims independence yet expects men to play traditional roles when it's convenient. Men aren't approaching women anymore because the stakes are too high. Rejection isn't just rejection anymore, it's a public shaming event on TikTok. And soon it'll just be tar and feathering. The advice for men is simple: protect your peace, focus on yourself, your goals, and your happiness. If dating, look for relationships where mutual respect exists, often found in more traditional cultures. And ladies, understand that your behavior impacts how men perceive and interact with you. If you want respect, extend it to. As for solutions, advocate for balance in societal expectations. Men and women must understand and respect boundaries while promoting honest, genuine communication. And until then, don't be surprised if more men choose to walk away from a system that penalizes them for simply existing. Well, guys, that's the end of the video today. If you like what you've seen, hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Drop me a comment down below on what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.